Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the biggest mysteries of all time. You must be thinking, what could it be? Well, it's none other than the Bermuda Triangle. Have you ever heard of it? This mysterious area in the North Atlantic Ocean is known for strange things happening to ships and planes. People disappear without a trace, and no one knows what happens to them. Some say it's because of dangerous weather, while others blame it on magnetic forces. Some even believe paranormal activity is to blame. Well, today, let's try and find answers to all these questions. We'll start with the basics. What exactly is the Bermuda Triangle? It's an area in the ocean between Florida, Puerto Rico, and the Bahamas. Ships and planes going through this area sometimes face problems like getting lost, crashing, or disappearing. This happens despite the weather being fine, which makes it even more mysterious. What's even stranger is that it's been happening for a long time, since the 1950s, and it's not just one or two cases, but many. It's like there's some kind of force in the water or something. So what exactly is going on here? Let's investigate. First, we need to understand the history of the Bermuda Triangle. The stories began in the early 1900s with ships suddenly disappearing. People back then didn't know what to make of it. They started talking about a sea monster or angry gods. However, there was one thing they didn't consider. Was it possible that these ships simply made mistakes? After all, sailors can get lost at sea. Sometimes they might go off course due to bad navigation, or other times they might run into storms that nobody saw coming. Back then, the weather reports were not as advanced as they are now. In fact, weather forecasting was pretty limited. So it wasn't rare for ships to meet their end at sea. Plus, the Bermuda Triangle is quite unique. It's got shallow waters and lots of reefs and islands. So it's pretty easy for a ship to hit one of those reefs and sink. And as for planes, well, they also need to watch out. There are sudden storms and changes in weather that can mess up their navigation and cause them to crash. However, there are still some stories that don't fit this theory. For example, in 1945, 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers disappeared over the Bermuda Triangle. Their planes were found, but there was no sign of the pilots. And that's when the legends truly started. Stories of the Bermuda Triangle went wild in the 1950s and 60s. Magazines and newspapers printed crazy theories talking about magnetic forces, paranormal activity, and even holes to another dimension. People started to believe that the Bermuda Triangle was cursed. Some said ancient pirates hid treasure there and cursed anyone who tried to find it. Others said it was haunted by spirits of sailors lost at sea. These stories are scary, but how much truth are they based on? Well, maybe some, but mostly they're made up. One of the most popular stories about the Bermuda Triangle is the one involving Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Their mission was to train and practice flying in formation. But soon after takeoff, they lost contact with the base. Search efforts were launched, but only one plane was found. 5 pilots were never seen again. This case fueled theories about the Bermuda Triangle. It seemed like a mystery with no answer. But as time passed, more details came to light. It turned out that the pilots of Flight 19 may have made navigational errors due to bad weather. They flew into a storm and got lost. One of the planes managed to return, but the others were lost forever. This explanation sounds logical, but it doesn't explain the sudden disappearance of Flight 19, even if they ran into a storm. They shouldn't have vanished without a trace. There should have been some wreckage or signs of a crash. The lack of physical evidence adds to the mystery. Where are the plane crashes? Why are there no clues in the water or on the ocean floor? What happened to the pilots? Why did they disappear? The unsolved questions keep people guessing. Maybe they flew into a secret government experiment, a UFO encounter, or even a portal to another dimension. But as we dig deeper into this case, we uncover more clues. While it's true that 4 of the 5 planes remain missing, the 5th one was found. It was discovered near the Bahamas, and it was clear that it had crashed. The fuel tanks were empty, which meant the pilots were likely still alive when it crashed. However, their whereabouts remain unknown. We don't know if they managed to send a distress signal or survive the crash. As for the wreck, it holds more secrets. One of the pilots was found dead in the wreckage, but the others were nowhere to be seen. The bodies were sent for autopsies. But the results revealed a shocking twist. None of the autopsies found any trace of the deadly nerve agent. It's hard to imagine how such a large amount of the nerve agent would have gone unnoticed. The pilot must have been exposed to it shortly before his death, but where and how remains a mystery. Further investigations showed that all 4 engines were functioning properly when the plane crashed. There was no mechanical failure, fuel exhaustion, or signs of struggle. The engines were shut down, indicating that the pilot made a conscious decision to land. In the water, the lack of engine noise may have saved the pilots. Listen to this. There was no sound louder than 120 decibels, which is 30 decibels lower than the noise produced during takeoffs. Who shuts down the engines without intending to land? These puzzling details raise more questions than they answer. What compelled the pilots to land in the turbulent sea? Did they face engine trouble or technical issues that they couldn't diagnose? Perhaps they aimed to protect the sensitive equipment from further damage. Or maybe they had a different reason altogether. Despite years of research, what happened to the pilots of Flight 19 remains a mystery. We've explored various theories, from natural disasters to human error. But what does the science have to say? Scientists offer a different perspective. They attribute the strange occurrences in the Bermuda Triangle to natural phenomena. There are methane gas eruptions, sudden storms, and underwater landslides. All these events can cause ships and planes to sink or go off course. However, there's more to it. Scientists have discovered unusual magnetic properties in the area. Magnetic compasses can go crazy there, spinning around and not pointing north. It's like there's a giant magnet hiding under the ocean. This could explain why some ships and planes lose their way. Imagine you're navigating using a compass. If it starts spinning around, you'll get completely lost. But who's behind these natural phenomena? Some say it's Mother Nature just being unpredictable. But others point fingers at the U.S. Navy. They believe the Navy conducts secret experiments in the area, causing all sorts of disturbances. But what if there's something else at play? Enter the paranormal believers. They claim ghosts and supernatural forces lurk in the Bermuda Triangle. Some say it's home to the souls of lost sailors, wandering and taking down anyone who enters their domain. But how do they do it? Do they mess with the ship's electronics, causing malfunctions? Oh God. Or do they drag people away, vanishing them into thin air? These questions may never be answered because the Bermuda Triangle keeps its secrets close to its chest. Despite the scientific explanations, there are still things that don't add up. Every year, ships and planes go missing. And we may never know why. Maybe there really is something sinister lurking beneath the surface, waiting to strike. But it's not just the paranormal activity that keeps people talking. The Bermuda Triangle has also been linked to UFO sightings. Some believe that aliens from distant planets gather here. They think the triangle is a gateway to another dimension or a meeting point for extraterrestrials. While there's no solid proof of alien activity, the triangle's reputation as a mysterious hotspot continues to grow. So is the Bermuda Triangle really a paranormal hotspot? Or is it just Mother Nature acting up? Well, it's hard to say for sure. But one thing's for certain, the Bermuda Triangle will keep baffling us for years to come. We've explored the theories and the science, but now it's time to hear your thoughts. What do you think is going on in the Bermuda Triangle? Are there paranormal forces at play? Or are there more logical explanations? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Before we wrap up, we want to thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. Your support means the world to us. And we promise to keep bringing you more intriguing videos that will expand your horizons and spark your curiosity.